The second. Yes, we are live.
Welcome to Hall. Here we are at the Digital Pavilion from COM28. I'm Domenico Vito, and floor to my colleague Moran Solbrosa. So Moran, hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
Hi, Domenico. Good to be with you here,
The floor is yours.
all the way from COP28. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for having us today. I'm here also with Elizabeth Harold, and we have some other partners who are behind the scenes with us today. No, I'm actually, guys. I'm gonna try and share my screen real quickly. No, sorry, guys. Let's cut it off.
I'm here, Domenico.
Hi. How are you,
How are you?
Elizabeth?
I'm
So
well.
we are here to present the Be.Together Initiative. Now
Yes.
we have some problem of connection. So just to say a few words about the initiative, me and Elizabeth and Moran, we are part of this great gathering that wants like properly to like celebrate the fact that through collaboration is possible to achieve like even without borders, without even like out of like the physical environment, we can achieve great results together. We met with Moran properly online on over this platform, and we did several things like support to indigenous people and indigenous knowledge. Today, Elizabeth, I was in an event that was talking properly about the role of indigenous people and how they are like the first guardians and of course first we can say frontline to like watch over the environment, watch over watersheds. You are also member of the watershed community. So Elizabeth, would you tell a little bit more about this idea of the Bee project, so in the time that Moran is connecting back?
Yeah, the Be Initiative is at its heart that we as a species need to work together to mitigate the impacts that we're putting onto our natural world with regards to climate change. And we have the solutions, we have the tools, we have the expertise. What is missing is the bridge between those into the field and into projects that are actually making the changes in communities all over the world. And so the Be Initiative is looking to build that bridge, especially with the youth, and using digital tools of that exist today, creating new tools as the need arises, and exploring such as Web3, and allowing our arts and culture and music to be the attractor factor that begins changing hearts and minds that to the imperative to work together.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, working together is the imperative, as you said, and properly working together. The platform, the Be.Together, has made amazing thing like a full meeting into the metaverse. Last year, in the for the Earth Day, the platform has properly organized a full meeting into the multiverse space. And so this is like a clear example on how digital technology can help and foster the climate action. So eventually, Elizabeth, the floor to you to say a few words about this initiative.
The metaverse is a Web3 space that's been created by Clippo Labs. They first did their first project for the Burning Man in 2020, and had thousands and thousands of people coming in and participating in a virtual Burning Man event. And since then, they've gone on to many esteemed clients, and we are participating with them. They are hosting 2 spaces that we engage in, the Salvation Stage and the UN. There we go. There's our virtual world right there. And there's a UN conference hall as well that we have participated in with other COPs. We were there in COP 27, and the idea is that we can engage with each other all over the world in the Web3 space.
Thank you. We are seeing a beautiful image of a kind of an orchestra, because one of the key elements also of the B platform is music. Yesterday we were here with Miroslav and other colleagues celebrating the role of music for like connecting and for bringing climate action. So all started, we can say, with a song, no? A song that was called properly Together. Yeah.
Knowing that all of life is vibrational frequency, we recognize that music itself is a universal language that everyone can understand. And that is really our common language, is music.
So properly talking about collaboration, Be.Together is also part of another great collaboration, that is the Climate Social Forum, that I had the pleasure and honor to set up together, also with the help of Moran. And in the Climate Social Forum, the Be.Together platform has always bring the voice of the indigenous and indigenous communities. For a long time, the platform has properly work and foster the activation and also the support on indigenous communities. But why is so important to work with indigenous communities?
So, would you like to answer that? I'm glad you came back.
Technology can be trying.
Yeah.
Well, I think first and foremost, more and more people are starting to use the word indigenous, and I think we're at the point where we can say we're all indigenous to Earth. Elizabeth likes to say that, and because the indigenous usually pass their wisdom down orally, it's one of the most preserved ways of the original way to live in balance and harmony with nature. Traditions that have been passed on for in some cases before we had writing, and so they contain a lot of wisdom and knowledge that we may have forgotten or stopped practicing or lost along the way. Thanks for highlighting them, Domenico.
Thank you very much to you. And we can say that music and indigenous culture have very something in common, that is this ancestral feeling and connection with the earth. In the indigenous from Latin America, they call that apego con la tierra, no? This like connection with the earth. But I was saying also to Elizabeth before that it's not just connection with the earth, but it's connection with the water part of that. So the watersheds, and also Be.Together is engaged into the watershed wisdom community. On this, I will properly ask to Elizabeth, of course, Moran, if you want to add a few things. to say how wide is the ecosystem that Be.Together has created.
Elizabeth, take it away.
Well, I'd love for you to. I haltingly represented the Be Initiative, and would love to hear from you about when your internet glitched. We'd love to hear from you as to the Be Initiative and the importance of it for the world and for the sort of eco restoration practitioners. Love to hear what the strategy is.
So, in terms of the network, actually today we have new partners that we are set up to showcase. Maybe in a minute, after a little intro, we can introduce them. But we do have also the Water Unity Network, which is expanding the mycelial network based on my biomimicry of water and the wisdom that we can all receive by listening to and learning from water, which is life. And without that, we would not be here. But the global challenge of transitioning to a sustainable future is going to take thousands of people, millions, and even billions once we get everyone with hands on deck. And the Water Unity Network actually focuses on water and preserving water, and it's being led by Honorably Elizabeth Harold, who is holding the information that's coming through her from water. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this Water Unity Network? And
I would love to. Thank you. It's been many years in the envisioning, and it first came to me when I lived on the shores of a really amazing river, the South Yuba River in Nevada County. This is a traditional home, the ancestral home of the Nisinan people and the Washishu and the Mountain Maidu. And so it was a very very amazing culture that they had, and they had a very deep relationship with the river. And I learned from them and other indigenous elders to just sit and listen. And in the listening, begin to realize that we have a sort of existential crisis that we're facing in terms of the human impact on Earth. And as Sol said, in order to shift the tipping point towards abundant, thriving life, we need all of us to understand the imperative of what we're facing. And we're ill prepared to face this. And what is needed is an organizational design. And with something of this magnitude, excuse me, and with a challenge of this magnitude, we need the most efficient, most effective organizational design possible to be able to impact the changes in behavior in the shortest time possible. And so the Water Unity Network is using the nature of water, which is the source of life on Earth. Without liquid water, we would resemble Mars or Venus. Because we have liquid water, we have life. And so if we could use the wisdom of water in terms of what we need to do in the next 10 years, it seems to me that success is assured, because water itself is designed that we thrive. And so it's connecting small group councils in their own watershed from as water flows from source headwaters all the way to the ocean and out into the reefs. And this is a model that the indigenous Hawaiians and other indigenous people use to understand that the watershed is a whole system. And bioregionally, that whole system works together in harmony when it's allowed to. And the beginning of COVID, the first months of COVID showed us how quickly the natural world can regenerate itself if allowed to. And so that's at the heart of the the model, the blueprint, sort of. I call it the navigational chart.
Thank you. Thanks, Elizabeth. It's great to have you here. Domenico, you were going to say something?
No, I just want to thank Elizabeth also for the wise word that she said. Sometimes we have to learn properly to stay and listen. No, also in this rushing mindset that we like have in our society. Sometimes we don't hear and listen. Okay, and again, I will recall back to music because music is educating us to listen, but to listen also each other. Okay.
Yeah.
On this, Moran, so I will like ask to you regarding the genesis of this idea of the Be Together movement, and also on some science. Once the first time that we met with Sol was like on internet. So thanks to technology, again, technology has been like a change maker in this great adventure of the Be Together platform. And she teach me like some science. I don't know if you want to like teach all of us about the science that started all the platform of Be Together. But please, the floor is yours to like explain a little bit together when everything was born and so on.
Well, I can. Let me see if I can get this back. Is this working? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so yes, I can do the sign. So it took over a decade for this to become one kind of cohesive sentence, but then I can show you my hands here. Anyone who knows it is welcome to do it with me. It goes like this. We are one. Open it up. It's a beat. Together, we are being based on three principles of respect to ourselves, others, and life. It's about me, it's about we, and together, we're being and doing. Together, they create an infinity. Together, we're building a home made with love. And together, we rise up to be one. Well, this is all in preparation for a campaign that we're planning on going on live with in 2024. We have some really pretty exciting partners. And our goal is to actually launch this at COP29 in Rio de Janeiro. And we will be able to spend the year preparing the community of all the partners and allies and organizations that we have to join the movement and to actually be prepared for the technology that we've been designing the software for us to all start using one united platform. And so I'm going to play another a video and share screen with you guys for some of our newer partners, and I will show you just now. Here we go. And some of the cultural partners that we plan on having with us are the following.
They're not getting the sound.
We cannot get the sound. Eventually, check the volume, please, if it's running, or share sound functionalities.
You're not getting the sound on that? Okay, then we'll do without it for today.
Can you speak to who we saw there?
Yes, I can. I can actually share screen without the sound, and you just tell me. Can you see?
We can see,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So this is a dear friend and ally, AY. You may have seen him bouncing around COP29 and the different spaces this year because people are starting to pick up on his message. And he's going on what he calls a battery tour, and it's about using renewable energies to charge all of his performances. And he highlights the SDGs in his music. And his kind of tool for expressing bringing awareness to people to incorporate more sustainable practices in their daily lives through music and a lot of hip hop. So that's him, who we can see here. Actually, I can get it to move while I'm speaking. And this is Deanna Cohen, who is one of the people who are leading the Plastic Pollution Coalition. Deanna has been to COPs before and hopefully will join us next time. She's made it her mission to focus on plastic and raise the awareness of people for plastic. That was Shia Batista was just on there of Re-Earth. We just started building a partnership with Re-Earth. And hopefully by next year, they'll join us on the campaign and look together. Let's cool the globe, everybody together. Well, since we do need all hands on deck, I'm going to copy AY. And basically, in everything we do and in everything that we say, we have an impact. And every dollar that we spend, if we're more aware of how we're spending it, then we could potentially take the resources that we have and put them into the products where we know that the people who are standing behind the projects are taking the responsibility to lead the development of these anything from solutions to educational programs, etc. And one of the things is also just the material items that we have. We can change the processes of manufacturing or the materials we use with. And so this is a metal cup that a Plastic Pollution Coalition are distributing as a replacement for actual plastic. So I'm sitting here today, sipping out of my reusable, not single use, metal cup.
And every drop counts, right?
Every drop counts, exactly. So Domenico, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on at COP and maybe one or two highlights about what being together at COP28 has been like this year?
Sure. First of all, thank you very much for sharing these beautiful messages. And I saw in the video, first of all, I met that guy during these days in COP. So very glad now to know who he is and that he's a friend, so a colleague. and you're collaborating together. And very important also the video that you show that was mentioning properly the plastic treaty. Here, of course, we are in COP, but it's important to have like a more broader view on what's happening all over the world. And plastic, together with climate change, is a great problem. In Nairobi, since till November, there is like this great discussion at the policy level regarding having a plastic treaty to stop plastic production. So thank you for mentioning that, and thank you for being together also on this battle, because yeah, it's a battle, and the problem of plastic is overamount nowadays. So what's going on in COP? There are very intense days. Lots of it's happening here in Digital Innovation Pavilion. Every day there is like a new idea to see, a new project to see. And I think that I was coming properly before coming here to this event to another side event related to the machine learning for climate action. And I want to stress this because the role of data, the role of ICTs and so on and so forth is becoming even more prominent. And artificial intelligence, machine learning, and so on are also something that can, if used in a good way, represent a crucial innovation. So I'm in COP are happening a lot of things. Negotiations are very, we can say, deep in several topics regarding climate action, because climate action is a transformational change. Climate change, in my opinion, is properly something that is bringing us towards our limits, and we can say fall into eco despair because we are falling into limits, or even though think about eco hope. So see over the crisis, see over the limit, and also is what like digital technology are like bringing us to do. So it's happening this. It's happening that the world is gathering in order to understand if we have to deep fall or deep fly. So I prefer to deep fly. I don't know if you agree with me. And yeah, just to summarize.
So I have a question for you, Domenico. When I was in New York for Climate Week, it was very clear how the discussion of carbon is really dominating the conversation. And the way I look at it is carbon is the weapon that's doing the damage. And I didn't feel like there was enough talk and understanding about the importance of healing the earth body that is the victim that's being damaged. And so, watershed restoration is really a very accessible, very long-term impact solution, living system solution, bringing back that, what we were talking about before, that deep reconnection with not just with Earth, but as Earth. And I'm wondering what kind of conversations are you hearing there in COP29 with regards to the idea of just simple watershed restoration and reforesting and rehydrating the planet, because we're dehydrating it significantly, which is the cause of the flood, drought, fire cycle that we're in right now, that we're seeing all over the world.
Yeah, thank you very much for this question. That is a very important and deep question. I will say properly, just to share some insight from the conference. Yesterday was released the first draft of the GST, that stands for Global Stocktake, a very complicated issue regarding the, you can say, summary of all the NDCs, so all the commitments that the countries are wanting to make towards like the staying in 1.5 degrees, that is the Paris Agreement goal. Among the several NDCs, there are also lot of them, especially coming from countries that have higher indigenous population percentage, or that can have like a strong tradition, especially in agriculture, but also water protection, in the so-called nature-based solutions. Okay, nature-based solution is something that is very talked here in several we can say venues, pavilions here, and so forth. So nature-based solution. So just to respond to Elizabeth, is something on the floor, something into the discussion. The
Good.
issue is now how to let it count. So the point is how to let it count among all the finance, all the numbers, or the CO2 tons, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. It's being shown that if we can work on restoring our small water cycle in our own bioregion, with essentially reforesting and bringing back the vegetation that is what creates, that draws in the water. Trees create rain, and it's just really beginning to be understood to what degree trees themselves are the generators of the aerosols, which actually creates the rain. And it's being shown in many places that reforestation ripples out and can directly impact the global water cycle.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know if can in a way make you happy, but at least
You make me happy, Domenico. Just that you're there makes me happy.
No, I mean there is like a full area that is dedicated for water. So there is a water pavilion this year, and so on and so forth. So surely water is a prominent topic. As I said, the issue is that how to bring water at the high level discussion. That's why we are here to make talks, to engage people, and to like use also digital technology to spread the voice and let the voice unheard to be heard.
Thank you. Thank you for answering the question. I appreciate it.
Okay, I think that we are like going to the end of the event. So one final remark that the Be.Together platform want to leave for COP28 and for everyone that is listening us now.
Well, I wanted to highlight, and maybe we can throw a couple links later, that the Water Unity Networks has a website where you can actually join and participate. There are actually regular meetings of different kinds and different ways you can get involved and start learning about and from all the genius wisdom that's been put together
Can you
on this.
home base and move to the next page?
I'm just actually, we don't have much time left, so I was just gonna leave it on the landing page, but I can, just because you've mentioned it for now, do that. Okay. And then I have a couple more things just to show before we wrap up. I'd like to add a link of the Plastic Pollution Coalition's database of the global litter. And yeah, all over. And then we have, just one second. Let me change the screen.
And let
Have
it
you
play the
seen that?
video eventually. We can hear totally
Oh, have
perfect.
you not been seeing my?
Yeah.
You have not been
So
seeing.
We're seeing the yeah.
okay. Let's make maybe a final remark, final message that you want to leave for the COP28.
To say that COPs in general are one of the most impressive and probably complex coordinated events in the world. 198 countries coming together with thousands of topics that need to be discussed in a 2-week period, in different languages, with different cultures and mindsets and histories and agreements that need to be worked through diplomatically for the sake of all of us. And I think expectations are always high. Our hopes are really high. And it feels like it's a reflection of everyone collectively being able to see what we potentially could do together. And we're really, really, really trying to get to that point where we're doing more together. So, but even this in itself being a small event happening here, us connecting globally with the technology that we have. I'd like to thank IAAI and Grocha and Miroslav Poza for his valiant ability to just trudge through, even if things are extremely complex, and understanding the ecosystem well enough to be able to kind of steer so many of us in the direction. And that is the way we're going to be able to get more hands on deck. I'm going to thank Domenico for everything you do, Climate Social Forum, Hubzine, and beyond, and helping to facilitate today and being on the ground in Dubai. Elizabeth for being here. Anna in the back. Well done. Thanks for jumping
Thank
in.
you, Anna.
And
Can I just jump in for a minute?
Sure.
COP is an incredibly impressive, complex, amazing event, and of very dedicated people. And my call to action is bring COP home. Community is the unit of global transformation. That is where we will have our most impact, is in our own communities. And so begin just having envisioning events once a month, gather the people that you know and start talking about this together, and really begin to bring this conversation into our common our common language, and have events and go to the river and take hikes and really begin talking together to take care of what we care about, which is where we live and the people that we love.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Just let me conclude with like the keywords of this scope that are unite, act, and deliver. That I want to connect to a very, we can say, felt words that we in Climate Social Forum really believe, and this connecting properly with the Be Together. That's alone we have problems, together we have solution, and so let's bring solution to this COP. Thank you very much to Moran Solbrosa and Elizabeth Herald for being with us, and thank you very much to the Digital for Climate Initiative, Digital Innovation Pavilion, and Miroslav Polzer for organizing this wonderful venue. Thank you very much to all.
thank you all very much. Good luck. Well done.
Thank you. Bye bye.
And keep the reports coming. We want to hear what's happening.
Of course. Bye bye.